Peace. Peace and love. Peace and love. We could really do with a world with more peace and love right now. And in the last 100 years, we nearly consumed ourselves. One half of the world, it feels like, is dedicated to growth, liberation. The other half, it seems, is dedicated to not growing, staying where we are for the rest of existence. And we live in a world of infinite possibility, and you are infinite, yet we limit ourselves. We get angry, we get jealous. Human emotion overcomes us. But human emotion isn't everything. Jealousy isn't everything. Hitler was a very jealous man. He made a very bad world. He tried to conquer the world and make it in his image. And people have this obsession. The swastika is the most potent symbol in right-wing ideology. And it's the most potent symbol because it's one of the strongest symbols that you find. But it's been taken from the people. And we need to reclaim it, because through that symbol is truth, power, okay? The reason why the right wing takes symbols is because the right wing's theories and angles and agendas and beliefs, they don't stand up on their own. So they have to erect flags which do all the talking for them. And they have to encourage these symbols, these iconography, to do all the heavy lifting for them. Because their ways don't stand up for them, for their own self. Because they're bitter, they're twisted, they're angry, they don't accept compassion, they don't accept equality, unity. That's what we need. They had a bad childhood. May they be blessed and find peace from that. And I want to bring love into that. Some people were given the rod, were given the stick, and then that's all they learnt to love, and they learnt to understand love through authoritarian power, authoritarian control, authoritarian violence. When your father is violent to you, that's love. That's what you decide is love. And therefore, when you grow up and you see violence of the state, harshness, incalculable coldness, then it feels loving, because that's what you've known as love. You had to tell yourself that was love in order to survive. So, we need to reclaim much of right-wing behaviour and support, because the right-wing never had a right to take the swastika. The swastika is an evolution from sacred symbols such as the Celtic cross, the Native American medicine wheel. These objects, these symbols and icons are solid. They are potent, powerful. They are actually tools of our transcendental awakening. When on the pathway to seeing the light, I saw the swastika. First it came to me like a Celtic cross. In fact, first I saw a horizon, just a straight line. Then I saw this horizon, it turned into a cross. And then the cross started moving. And each of the legs of the four-wheeled cross, the Native Americans would say the four winds, the four directions, began to kind of bleed the colour, a kind of rainbow colour. And before me, I saw the swastika. And it was a holy moment. It was a moment of awakening and a moment of connection with the universe. On the path to awakening, you may see this sacred symbol or others. There's a reason why we have these symbols in society now, right? Because once upon a time, people ate mushrooms and saw them. Once upon a time, people had transcendental meditation and saw them. They spent time alone, weeks, months, years alone, clearing their mind from the clouding nature of worldly stuff. We need to liberate from all of this, and in our path to liberation we see these signs. And I wish I could wear that sign. That sign is a part of my culture, it's a part of me, it's part of you, it's part of humanity. When humans learn to liberate from reality and understand illusory reality for what it is, the pathway is dotted with the most fascinating sacred symbology. And when you see them, and when you know them, and when you understand them, it just makes sense. They're just very potent, and that's it. So we need to reclaim these things. It's my firm belief that the illusory reality itself is stifling your awakening by making this symbol bad, illegal, immoral. It's a sign of fascism, when it was always the sign of something sacred. So, why is the swastika, the Celtic cross, the Native American medicine wheel, why are these symbols the way they are? A four-pointed cross with rotational symmetry. They have symmetry on every angle. It's strong. Strength is what it represents. So it's why right-wing weak ideologies use the strongest symbols that they can find, right? This does all the heavy lifting for them. Let's consider why that symbol is as strong as it is. Consider that in a chaotic environment, rotational momentum maintains balance. Thus, we have an insight into why perhaps such things as, say, reincarnation stand the test of examination, because circles, cycles, all things in this illusory reality, in physical reality, are bound by cycles, circles. They're everywhere, from the smallest thing to the largest thing, from the atomic scale to the macro cosmic scale. Cycles are apparent everywhere. The day-night cycle, the life-death cycle. Life, death, life, death. Day, night, day, night. These things are in perpetuity because rotational momentum creates balance in a chaotic environment. And so what we are witnessing in this iconography is a metaphor for our environment. It's a metaphor for the fact that we exist in cyclical realities. And it's through understanding rotational, cyclical behaviour we can understand events in our own life, we can understand events in the wider world. So the right wing, they do tend to use things which, if they did any examination into these things, they would find that they actually invalidate all of their causes and concerns, right? Right wing are always using Vikings, Anglo-Saxons, and all these ancient cultures to prop up their own jealous behaviour, their own prejudicial behaviour, right? Now, the Vikings, I mean, they had great trade links, communication, and cultural interaction with Muslims. But Muslims are the chief enemy of Tommy Robinson and his thugs, who are trying to set this country aflame with theories of white replacement, with theories that every single different person, be it black person, anyone with different coloured skin, anyone from a different culture, anyone that's at all different, you know, one by one they're going to aim to take them all away, to banish them, when really they should banish from themselves that way of thinking, because it's not going to help you. It's not going to make you happy. Liberation comes from love, happiness, and relaxation. It doesn't come from trying to burn hotels down and hating people. And so they use runes, they use the Ogham, they use everything that they can in their rallies to look powerful, potent, clever, and anything but they are. The Anglos, the Angles, the Engels, the Saxons, they were Germanic. They arrived here on boats. The Vikings arrived here on boats, yet their entire anger is that migrants arrive on British shores on boats. Does that make any sense to you? It makes no sense to me. Well, it kind of does, because we've all come from a place of that, right? We all kind of understand prejudice. We all kind of understand reflexive anger, reflexive, oh, I don't have to feel like that. Oh, that guy made me feel this way. Well, I'm going to hate him for life now. I'm going to hate everyone like him. They're from the next street, I hate them. They're from the next country, I hate them. The next town, I hate them. Next door, I hate them. Right? What is compassion? Compassion is the capacity to find what we see, to be able to feel others through others' experience, right? I can put myself into your experience and feel what it's like, you know? That's what I always try and do. And the more different, the more I'm going to try, because there's potent stuff to be learned there. Potent stuff. So, all of these symbols, they can kind of, you can see all of these symbols in one another, in each of the symbols, in a way. I mean, if you were to overlay them, it wouldn't look terrible. They all kind of represent one another. The Celtic cross, the swastika, the light, the medicine, the tree of life. All sacred symbols, things that people have seen through millennia and millennia. I mean, we've been modern humans for about 80,000 years, so we've been consuming psychoactive compounds for all of that time and beyond. Some believe that these compounds actually were the stepping stones to our evolution into modern humanity, which I thoroughly believe that monkeys found humour and vocalization through mushrooms. Banana. I could do with banana. I'm sure it was just like that. So, if these symbols can be found, if all of these symbols can be found in one another of these symbols, does it, to me at least, represent a holographic universe where all things can be witnessed within all things? You know, it's a bit of a jump, but yeah, so I think that's about it for now for that. So, peace and love. I hope you got something from that. We need to reclaim these symbols. I don't want to see you know, specifically the Third Reich swastika flag. No, we need to make it a bit more jovial. For a start, the correct orientation of the swastika must have a clockwise, for positivity, a clockwise orientation. So you'll see it in the Third Reich, it has an anti-clockwise. So it must be clockwise, right? We must have a clockwise looking swastika, and simply, I simply have a cross, and instead of the arm coming up like that, it's like instead of it being block colour, like a rainbow, right? Because it represents that it's turning. It's a turning cross, right? If you think the cross is sacred, you wait until it turns, baby, because then it's on. What am I talking about? I don't know. But if you see it for yourself, if you open up your mind, if you have the mental kind of space and If you're not mentally ill and you're able to eat mushrooms in a safe way, then you may see, as a result of combined with this meditation daily for years, you might open up something inside of you that can only be found through liberating, in this way. And it's the keys are all there, and you have to manifest your way into finding them, because you will, and I did. So it's fun and it's food for thought. Peace. I've got another one to film, so I'm going to do that right now. Peace and love, dude.